Chapter 3. Problems associated with having a spiritual husband or wife. As I have said in the previous chapter of this book, spirit or spiritual husbands or wives are demonic entities that operate mostly through sexual intercourse in the dreams so as to make their victims eternal captive of the devil. Let us quickly examine some serious consequences of having a spirit husband or wife. Evil spiritual control and manipulation. Sexual intercourse with any entity either known or unknown in the dream will automatically lead to an evil union, and an evil union on the other hand will lead to evil or demonic control and manipulations. During sexual intercourse in the dream, a pleasure does take place which eventually establish a covenant. For instance, if you derive sexual pleasure from a demonic being with the image of a man or woman you know in the dream, it means that the force behind that being you had sexual intercourse with in the dream has transmitted something into your body which permits you to enjoy such pleasure at that time. As such pleasure is transferred into your body during such sexual act in the dream, some valuable virtues in you will be taken by the force behind that transferred pleasure. So consciously or unconsciously you have share something in common with the evil force which they will now begin to use to control every activities in your life here in the physical world. When you suddenly find yourself taking wrong decisions that are putting you into serious debt, losses, quarrels and danger, it is the effects of the evil poison of evil control injected into your body through the various sexual act you have had in the dream with a spirit husband/wife to make life unbearable for you here in the physical world. Laziness and lack of productivity. Captives or victims of spirit husband or wife are often lazy towards taking vital decision about their life progress. They are good in procrastinating, and are very often confused about what direction they are to take in order to be productive because of the fear emanating from the evil deposits from the spiritual husband or wife in their body. This of course often leads to unproductive life. Evil covenant is strengthened. During sexual intercourse in the dreams, past evil covenant made by oneself, family members or the community with demonic forces are been strengthened, thereby breeding another intense control of Satan over someone's life. If you are born again and saved by the saving grace of our Lord Jesus Christ and you still haven't broken the evil covenant of the past, either the one made by yourself, your fathers, mothers, your ancestral parents or community with Satan, the spiritual husband or wife will, because of these unbroken covenant, access your life through the dream to have sexual intercourse with you so that your blood/semen/sperm can be used to renew or tighten the covenants, knowing fully well that during sexual intercourse there is a shedding of a substance equivalent to blood or life. Regression and rejection will set in. Having sexual intercourse in the dream will lead to constant failure, rejection and regression in life. Many are suffering some unexplainable rejection everywhere they turn to for help because of this, irrespective of how good looking and qualified they are, because the spiritual husbands or wives during sexual intercourse in the dream usually spread their invisible evil odor on their victim to make them suffer constant rejection before men. The person will just become an object of rejection and a transporter of demonic odors. If you are a man or a woman and you have had sexual intercourse with a woman or a man who have a spiritual husband/wife, you are likely going to contact this evil odor of rejection that could make you become a rejected fellow in the society. Strange invisible sickness and invincible chains might have also have been put upon your life. You will need to quickly deliver yourself by praying your way into deliverance from such evil odors. Note that it does not matter if the person in question is your wife/husband or not. Inasmuch as there is a spirit husband/wife in his or her life and you have sexual intercourse with him/her, progress in life will be hindered because this invisible demonic robbers called incubus/succubus are regular transporters of demonic particle which they pollute their victim with, barrenness or unfruitfulness. Whenever the spirit husband or wife had sexual intercourse with their victims in the dream, demonic particles are been injected into the body of such victims. These unseen particles does serve as impediment to child conception and fruitfulness in marriage, that is, these particles could transform into demonic tumor, fibroid or a swelling of certain part of the reproductive organs and so on. Spirit husband and wives are the brains behind disagreement and divorce in marriages. The spirit husband and wife are the brain behind several divorces witnessed in our society today. They do this with the aim of keeping their victims permanently married or attached to them. They could instill demonic thoughts that can breed baseless quarrel or unnecessary dispute into their victim's marital life. The spirit husband and wife are the brain behind pride in marriage. Woman showing pride to her husband and vice versa. Frustration, lustful desire, jealousy, covetousness and impatience among couples which have broken several marital unions. Late marriage, because spiritual husbands and wives are extremely jealous over their victims, they could hinder their victims from having a husband or wife here in the real world. And if at all their victims by divine intervention get a good husband or wife, they will do everything within their power to frustrate their marital life. For example, they could send hardship, failure, spirit of seduction or lust etc. on their rivals' ways to make them miserable. They are also the one behind wrong marriages. They could make their victim to get married to the wrong man or woman who is already a captive to them so that they can always have an easy access into their lives. I know of a sister who testifies that before her church wedding her spirit husband appears to her, telling her not to get married to the true husband that God destined her to marry here in the physical world. Sometimes the spirit husband or wife could appear in the physical world to be seen only by their victims. They are responsible for spiritual blindness among those who are seeking for a divine husband or wife but could not get, miscarriage, deformed or polluted children. Having sexual intercourse in the dream with a spirit wife or husband during pregnancy could lead to abortion and the nascence of a polluted or a deformed child. This is because the baby organs can be easily tampered with during such demonic sexual act in the dream, which may eventually lead to deformity or the death of the baby. Spiritual and physical paralysis. Spirit husbands and wives are mostly responsible for the serious spiritual or physical paralysis usually experienced in their victim's husband or wife life. They could attack to frustrate their victim's husband or wife health, businesses or ministry progress in order to simply show their resentment and jealousy. Evil transfer of demonic traits or habit. Satan usually equipped his demons like succubus/incubus, spirit husband/wife, with demonic particles which are later transformed into evil traits or habit. Immediately they access their victim's life during the various sexual union in the dreams. Characters like A. Anger, B. Hatred. C. All form of lust, both sexually and material lust. D. Brain dullness, weakness and procrastination. E. Worldliness and hatred for the thing of God. F. Desire to smoke cigarettes or drink alcohols as a substitute for stress or depression. G. Depression. H. Memory loses. So if any of the following traits is operative in a life, spirit husbands and wives are the major causes. If you see a man or woman always lustful, nagging or quarreling, such man or woman must have been having sexual intercourse with a spirit husband in the dream. Loss of personal virtue, values and potential. During sexual act in the dream with a spirit husband or wife, certain virtue or potential necessary for life progress are transferred or given in exchange for such pleasure that took place. The devil will inject his virtues and extract godly virtues from you. It does not matter whether you are conscious of it or not. If anything is linking you to a spirit husband or wife and that thing is not destroyed or broken, the spirit husband or wife will continue to have sexual relationship with you in the dream, stealing your potential and strength needed for life exploit. That is why if you ask some people if they know what they are here on earth to do, they will simply tell you, well, I don't know, I am just living like everyone else. The spirit husband or wife may have robbed them of their potential and ability to reason to success. Eternal destruction in hell. Those having spiritual husband/wife and are doing nothing to stop the experience will be very surprised if after death they did not make it to heaven. Having sexual relationship with a spirit being is an unconscious sin and an evil union with an unclean spirit. You cannot be having evil fellowship with demonic beings in the dream and at the same time hope to serve God wholeheartedly. Demonic deposit will be operational in your life that will be pushing you into committing sins in the physical world. And because according to God world you whole body, spirit and soul must be preserved blameless unto the coming of the Lord. You therefore need to violently fight this demon that appears in your dreams to give you demonic sexual satisfaction so that you can be free from the plague of God judgment meant for Satan and all those who are in fellowship with him either physically or spiritually. If you know you are already a child of God, I mean if you have given your life to Jesus Christ, I want you to rise up right now and pray these prayers with a holy violence in your heart against the spiritual husband or wife molesting your life through the dream. Meanwhile, if you have not yet given your life to Jesus Christ, continue to the next